Hello and a very warm welcome to another video. Very warm in quite a literal sense since it's boiling outside, and whenever it's warm, spring, summer, I automatically think bracelets, and I do wear a lot during the summer. And today I want to show you how I use sort of cut-offs from this Liberty bias binding. I've got over 200 prints on my website. And I do end up with a lot of sort of cut-offs, and I do like to wear them in a bracelet stack because they add not only colour, patterns, but also a nice texture. Now this one here I made a few years ago, and I've actually put it on 6 weeks ago and haven't taken it off. So the knots hold really well, and it doesn't really fray beyond this. And it's absolutely optional whether you want to add charms or whether you maybe just fancy a bit of fabric on its own, which actually does look quite nice as well. So those of you not familiar with bias binding, this is double fold. You fold both ends to the middle and over again, and then it is open. But I've done no stitching to it whatsoever. What you can just do, because everybody will have different wrist sizes, is take a piece, or you could start with a piece of string and measure out how you want your bracelet to fit so that there is a bit of ease. And then you want a good sort of couple of inches either side to allow for knotting, and then you can always trim it back if you like, so it's always easier to start off with a longer piece. If you don't have bias binding, or you want to use some other things, you know, in your scrap box, you can use cotton ribbon like this, or even this is linen. I mean, this is a bit wide and not long enough, but I just wanted to show you I've tea dyed this. This is just a little leftover, and that would add the ultimate texture to your bracelet stack, something like this. I have some jump rings, so the ones in the middle are 7mm. I've got a ballpoint head pin, so there's a little, can you see that? A little ball on there, which adds just a little nice finish to the bottom of any dangly bits that you have on here. And tools wise, if you want to add some charms, you'll need round nose pliers and flat nose pliers, a pair of cutters. But I'll put links to these in the description below for you. Now this is a really nifty little tool. It's by the Beadsmith. It's a jump ring opener, and I use this so much. I can't tell you, it's been one of the best and cheapest tools I've ever bought. So you only need one pair of flat nose pliers for this. So you slide it in, and then you can open it like this. So I've just closed the jump ring again, so we can just put it onto the bias binding. And I'm going to use a little spacer ring. Oh, the hole is actually a little bit big, so I'm going to just put it on top. So take your round nose pliers, and the loop will be quite tiny when you use the first part, and the further you go back here, the bigger the loop will be. So I'm going somewhere here. And obviously the thinner the head pin is, the easier it will be to bend the metal round up. So then take your flat nose pliers, and you can just move it down a little bit and move it back up here. Grab this end, and then you can start Just wrapping it round. You can straighten this up again. Cut off and just make sure that the end isn't poking out, because it might either feel a bit scratchy or you don't want it to catch on clothing either. So I actually want a jump ring each for these so they can swing freely. And just a tip, if you move this back and forth a few times, you work hard in the middle down here and they become securer. So they build up, it's hard to explain, they build up a bit of springiness. Not sure if that's the right word, but it will be less easy to just yank them open. So that's one, and I will just hook in this silver charm. Right, you can just make sure and secure, make sure that it's all nice and secure. Okay, so find the middle. And then I'm going up and over and through. I'm not totally pulling this tight yet because I might have to move the knot a little bit. And because we want this mirrored, I'm going that way for this knot. You may have to wiggle this around a little bit. Okay, when you've roughly got the middle, then you can start just pulling these a little tighter. Literally all I do is I add a double knot, and either if there's someone that might be able to help you tie this, or just use your teeth. So I'll just get it in the middle. So you can, at this stage, you can just use your teeth a little bit. Make sure it's a tight knot. And I will shorten this a little bit. Because some charms are heavier, than others, they may swivel around. So to prevent that, you could add something towards the knot and maybe secure it with another knot just to add a counterbalance if you didn't want it to swivel. But this one here, because these are much lighter, these should stay in place nicely. So I shall be wearing that for a while. And you can see how really summery it looks if you add all these different florals together. I just love it. It's instant sort of boho vibes or festival vibes, and you can just build up your bracelet stack as high as you want. And I think they make really nice presents as well, little stocking fillers for anyone who loves wearing bracelets. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll give it a go. Happy bracelet making! Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.